I feel like I have something to say. And then just spend all my evening before I go to sleep reading. What if I just don't continue? I'm probably not gonna sleep at night, and that's bad. The next book, the third book, is about her, so I'm excited. I never thought I would be sitting here and saying what I'm about to say. I am about to attempt my first ever 24-hour readathon. I'm obsessed with these videos. I just binge watch all of them, especially Amy's videos. They are just top tier 24-hour readathons, I feel like. I watch them religiously. So I thought, why not try it myself? It's probably gonna take me like 4 days to read for 24 hours, and I will be using a timer method because a girl needs to sleep. A girl also needs to study and work, but sleep is more important. I was supposed to wake up early today to read for as long as possible because today is my only free day when I only have work, so no studying at all. So I set alarms for 5:30, for 6 a.m, for 6:30. I woke up at 8. It is currently 9 as I'm filming this, so 3 less hours that I could have read for. But anyways, at least I'm fully awake. I am comprehending what's happening around me, and I'm ready to start. But first, I also wanted to walk you through my hopefuls for this video. Not my TBR because I'm a mood reader, so I doubt I will read all of these, so we're gonna call it hopefuls. The first one is the book that I'm currently in the middle of. It is The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent. I started this book in this video. It is supposed to already be out by now. So far, I like the book. It is definitely very different to the first book in the series because this one is the second book in the Crowns of Nyaxia series and the second and last book in the Nightboard duet. I'm not gonna say how it's different or what is happening in it because that would be a major spoiler for the ending of the first book, but the vibes are different and the whole story and the whole plot is very, very different, but I'm still enjoying it nonetheless, and I can't wait to dive deeper into it. Next book that I chose is The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. It is the same author that wrote the Natural series, and I liked that series. It was like 4.54 stars for me. It was fun, it was interesting, I liked the mysteries, and they were, what is the most important, very, very fast-paced. I've heard that it is super fast-paced, that it has a lot of amazing plot twists that you'll never see coming at all. So I think that's exactly what I need if I am to read for such a long period of time, because I just tend to devour mystery thrillers like that. Next books that I'm going to talk about are all continuations of the series, because I figured that if you are continuing a series, you are already familiar with the characters, with somewhat of a general plot, with the world. So it's going to be easier to get into the book and easier to follow along, and you will probably read faster. Plus, I will not be starting any new series because I am already in the middle of way too many. I am hoping to read Legendary by Stephanie Garber. It is the second book after The Caraval, and I like The Caraval. It wasn't like a 5-star, 6-star read, no, but it was a fun time. I liked the characters, the plot, even though it did feel kind of childish. But I've heard that the series is only getting better with each book, so I can't wait. Next is not only a continuation to the series, but also an ending, which I'm scared about. It is A Sky Beyond the Storm by Sabat Here. It is the fourth and final book in an Ember in the Ashes quartet. I've seen so many people reacting to an ending of that book, and they were just sobbing. And I'm scared for that, because like, what the hell's about to happen? But I guess we'll find out, and I guess I will cry on the camera again. And the last book that I'm hoping to read is Taming 7 by Chloe Walsh. For some reason, all the books in this series I just devoured in a couple of days, even though they are just ginormous. And they are always so easy to read and they are super fast-paced, so I think, again, that's exactly what I need for this video. Plus, this book is about Gypsy, who is my personal favorite character. He's my favorite boy of Tolman, so I can't wait to read about my boy more. So, without further ado, let's go and read. I will set a timer on my laptop, make myself a tea or maybe just water, set an ambience in my room. So let's go and start. Okay, a little update. I am currently on chapter 34 and we are about 2 hours in. So far so good. I already worked on the presentation that I had to work on, so I took a little 1 hour long break. Now I have some gummies left. I already opened it, but I'm gonna eat the gummies and read because we have a lot of reading to do. I think it's about time we open an energy drink. I wanted to save it for later when I'm feeling sleepy, but I don't want to wait till evening because I have to wake up early tomorrow. And if I leave it till evening, I'm probably not gonna sleep at night, and that's bad. Even though I feel like energy drinks don't affect me at all and whatsoever. Caffeine just makes me anxious if I drink it on an empty stomach, but about energy, I feel like nothing really changes for me, but let's hope for the best still. I only ever drank Monsters, like the Monster energy drinks, and they were exactly like the soda. They tasted just like soda. This one, it's bitter. I don't like bitter, but it also tastes good because it's peach lemonade and I love peach lemonade. It tastes good, even though it tastes a little bit like some medicine, but still, if it gives me energy, that's good. The book has finally become twisty and I low-key saw this coming, but still, what the hell? Like, I just need to continue reading because what do you mean? I think this will be my last update for today. However, I will definitely be reading more. We are over 4 hours in, and I'm currently on chapter 53. I am absolutely loving and adoring the book. I wouldn't say I like it more than the first one or less than the first one. They are pretty equal in my mind right now, so I am getting huge, major 5-star feelings. I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like this one would be a 5-star as well. And I'm so excited. It's a complete opposite to the first book, but it's still perfect. Like, I'm eating it up. I love how complicated this story is and how complicated all the relationships between the characters are. It's just... this is what I read fantasy for. And I love our main characters and their dynamics together because, again, mixed feelings, understandable, but they're still so cute. I am hoping to probably read for 2 or 3 hours more, and I would really love to finish this book today. I'm not sure if I can, but I will definitely try. If not, I will finish it tomorrow's morning, maybe before I have classes, and I'll get back to you with my final review. I'm just having the time of my life, even though I did expect to read more today because I only read like 4 hours. I thought I read like that on a daily basis, but apparently I didn't. Some progress is better than no progress, so I think we're good. So I'm gonna go binge last 150, 180 pages of the book, and I'll get back with my review tomorrow. Hello, it is already 3 p.m. as I'm filming this, but except for what you saw this morning when I finished The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, I actually didn't read anything. From yesterday, I had only 12 minutes of reading left in the book, so technically I could have finished it yesterday, but I don't like finishing books right before going to sleep because then I just can't fall asleep because I'm too busy processing what happened. The book is obviously 5 stars, as well as the first book and as well as the novella in between the 2 books. I loved it. It was great. It was amazing. I actually don't know what to add to what I've already told you yesterday, but I loved it. I loved how everything wrapped up. I feel like it is a perfect conclusion to this duology, and I can't wait to read Mish's Still don't know how to pronounce her name. Her two books, because I know that at least the next book, the third book, is about her. So I'm excited. I have like 2.5 hours before work, so I'm gonna start a new book. I'm gonna start The Inheritance Games by Lynn Barnes. Like I said, she is the author of the Natural series. I like this series, but I've heard that this series is even better than that one. Plus, it's more popular online, and it has higher ratings, so I'm excited. I also have an audiobook in case I will have to do something today or tomorrow. So yeah, I suggest we go and read, because I can't wait. I'm really excited. I want to give you my first initial thoughts and feelings about The Inheritance Games by Lynn Barnes. I have 16.5 hours left of reading. I only read for like hour and a half today, which sucks, but I had uni, I had work, so understandable. But I am hoping to read maybe for like 2-ish hours more. I'm just gonna hop in the shower and then just spend all my evening before I go to sleep reading. It is extremely fast-paced. It's written easily, maybe after reading fantasy. Even though that fantasy was not like way too difficult, I'm still flying through this, and short chapters are definitely helping, because chapters in these are like teeny tiny, and I feel like I already know who the love triangle will be with, and I already can feel like I'm rooting for the wrong guy. I always am. It was the same in the Naturals, but I will be disappointed if, in this book, she follows the same, like, template as she did in the Naturals, because I feel like these two love interests are kind of similar to those ones as well. Dean and Michael. I feel like Grayson and Jackson in here are very similar to Dean and Michael in the Naturals. I'm just rooting for who my type is, and apparently I'm in the minority. Like I said, I'm gonna go into the shower and then just spend all my evening reading until I fall asleep. Sounds like a perfect ending of the day to me. I am so sorry. It is literally 8:30 p.m., so it's been a whole day since I last talked to you. To my defense, I almost didn't read today at all, which it's a bad defense, because that's not what was supposed to happen. I still have 14 hours, 12 minutes, and 48 seconds left. Here's the proof. Which is very, very bad. I barely read anything at all. I've only read for an hour? What? I wouldn't say I'm enjoying the book that much. Which I like the plot, kinda. I like that it feels like a quest, like, solving a mystery that does not involve murders. So just looking around, finding some hints, some evidence of some sorts, and solving those puzzles. But I wouldn't say I like the characters that much, because they feel way too similar to the Naturals, especially our two love interests and our main character. Why do they feel like copycats of the Naturals? They feel way too similar for my liking, and I'm really not enjoying it, especially if she ends up with the guy who is very, very similar to the guy she ended up with in the Naturals. I'm gonna be extremely disappointed at that, trust me. I just didn't have much time today to read, so that's why I didn't do much of reading. However, I will go and read now and before bed, so hopefully 2.5, 3-ish more hours of reading. So let's go and do exactly that. As you just saw, I finished The Inheritance Games by Lynn Barnes. Where's my book? I think I want to give it 3 stars. It wasn't anything groundbreaking, life-changing. It didn't alter my brain chemistry. And I wouldn't say it was that fun to read or I had that great time, because I didn't, I'd say. I feel like I didn't really connect with the plot, with the characters, with anything really in the book. I felt really disconnected, even though I did devour it, because I read it in 4.5 hours. That's insane. what I didn't like is, first of all, the story isn't finished in the first book, so I do have to continue the series, even though I wasn't a big fan of the first book. I like that when I enjoy the first book and it lives on a cliffhanger and I'm extremely excited to continue. When I don't like the book that much, I'm like, what if I just don't continue? What I also didn't like, and I already talked about it, was the romance subplot. It felt way too similar to the natural series. The characters felt like 99% the same, and I didn't like that. Absolutely did not like that. I feel like I just enjoy original characters and original love stories. We'll see who the girl ends up with, but I am 99.9% sure I know who she'll end up with. And I know that I don't like that. I still have 13 and a half hours left, 13 hours, 26 minutes to be exact. So I'll have a think of what I want to read next. I feel like I know what I want to, and it is A Sky Beyond the Storm by Sabata here. I feel like I just want to continue and actually finish that series. That's really exciting. And I'm scared of how this book's gonna end, but also I'm pretty excited. So there it is. Part 1, Awaking, first chapter, The Nightbringer. So let's go and start this book. Hello guys, it is evening of Sunday and I wanted to give you my initial thoughts about A Sky Beyond the Storms by Sabat here, and also a different book that I started. I am about a third, I'd say, into this book, and so far I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'm just gonna say it. It is moving pretty slow for my personal liking, and I'm not really intrigued in it at all. Don't get me wrong, stuff is definitely happening in the book, but for some reason, I'm just falling asleep. I fell asleep like twice today while reading the book, and I haven't been even reading for that long. I barely read for 2 hours. I'm still at 10 hours 40 minutes point. So not even 2 hours of reading, and I fell asleep twice. That definitely doesn't say anything good about the book. I am happy to be back in the world with these characters. I love certain plot points that we're getting, but I'm just bored. I am bored, and for some reason I expected more action, and I know that more action is gonna come. It's coming very soon, because the war is happening, these battles I'm pretty sure about to happen soon, so it's definitely moving, but for my liking, it's kind of boring. So after I fell asleep for the second time, I actually decided to start a different book. I am pretty sure that I'm gonna finish both of these books until the end of this readathon. I decided to go for The Starling House by Alix E. Harrow. It is the translated edition, but just look how stunning it is. I love this book. I got one chapter in, so far I can't really say anything except for the fact that I did start it. I will be reading 2 books at the same time, which I don't often do. I am hoping to do 2 more hours of reading, maybe 2.5 more hours of reading, hopefully. I want to get to 8 hours and some minutes mark, so past that 9-hour mark. Because I feel like I am moving really slow through this challenge and I won't be able to finish it tomorrow like I wanted to, so that's very disappointing. So I think I'll finish it on Tuesday, which it's been almost a week. How do people read it in like span of a day or 2? Like, what? I just cannot physically sit and read for that long without falling asleep, or my butt or my back or my head or my eyes starting to hurt. So I guess I'm just a grandma, even though I'm not even 20. So yeah, wish me luck with reading these 2 books. Hopefully I start liking A Sky Beyond the Storm more the more I read it, and I hope that I'm gonna love The Starling House, because I've heard amazing things about the book, and it sounds like something I might enjoy. apologize for looking the way I look. I just washed my hair and I need my bangs to look normal for later today, so that's the only way. I did not film anything yesterday, like at all. I think I read for like 4 hours or something. So I did get quite a chunk read of A Sky Beyond the Storm by Sabata here. I did not read The Starling House. I decided that I want to focus on this book first, and as a reward for finishing it, I will read The Starling House. However, unfortunately, I didn't manage to finish this book yesterday. I have like 100 pages left, maybe a bit less, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do right now. I want to finish this book before work. I have just the time, and time-wise, I have a bit less than 5 hours left. So I'm pretty confident that I will be finishing this challenge today and finishing this book, and hopefully, maybe, finishing The Starling House as well. You are currently standing on it, so I can't really pick that book up, but you remember what it looks like. I am finally enjoying the book. It's finally moving and like really fast. Things are happening. Our characters are all back together finally, because the final fight, the resolution of the story is about to happen, and I'm scared. I already teared up twice while reading this book yesterday. I didn't even know I cared about those characters, but apparently I did. Or maybe I didn't, but the author did such a good job of describing how other characters felt about these characters dying, so I was like, stop! I'm about to cry! I'm scared of how this book is gonna end, but I'm also extremely excited, and I want to find out. So let's go and find out together. So, I finished the book. I just had to collect my thoughts a little bit, but I'm back. I'm here to talk about my review and my rating for A Sky Beyond the Storm by Sabata here, because I am now finished with an Amber Quartet, and I feel like I have something to say. I decided to give the book 3.5 stars. I feel like it is the perfect rating for the book because I wasn't really enjoying the first half of it. The second half was more interesting, and especially towards the ending, I feel like ending definitely brought the rating up, even though it was pretty heartbreaking and some stuff that happened, I'm still not over it. I cried. I couldn't like fully cry because I have makeup on and I have important meetings today. Overall, I feel like it is a perfect ending to the story, to this series, this fantasy series. So I definitely appreciate for what it was and for what it did to the story, just personally. The first half, even maybe like 2/3 of the book, felt very slow for me, and I was pushing myself, like literally pushing myself to read, and I was pushing myself through the book. So that's why 3.5 stars it is. Would definitely recommend this series. It's still a great series. I really liked it. Even if the last 2 books didn't receive high of ratings from me, I don't consider 3.5 stars a high rating, but it's definitely a great series if you love fantasy. And if you still haven't read the series, please check it out. It's really good. I still have 3 hours. Okay, the number is pretty, 3 hours, 1 minute and 3 seconds. The next book that I will be reading is The Starling House by Alix E. Harrow. I am loving the book so far. I haven't read it today, so right now I'm gonna go and read it because I'm excited and I feel like 3 hours today is not that much to read, so hopefully I can finish this book. I'm not sure if I can finish it in 3 hours, but hopefully I can finish it today because it is 30th of September, the last day of September, and I don't like having books that I started in previous months going into the next month, so hopefully we can finish this book today. I wanted to tell you the funny thing about this book, that we have a character named Arthur in this, and you meet them pretty soon after starting the book, so that's not a spoiler at all. And when our FMC Opal meets him, she describes him as dark-haired, looking very dark and shady. He has strong nose. Overall, she describes him really grumpy, and for some reason in my head I created him as this old grumpy man. Even not even a man, old grumpy grandpa, 70 years old or something. And then I'm reading through the book and he's described as he's 28, and I was like, wait a minute, what do I mean he's 28? He's literally a grandpa. So I flick back through the pages, I find the moment where our FMC describes him as being close to her age. She's in her 20s. I did not see that sentence, and I was imagining him as an old grumpy man, which he is not. He is a grumpy man, but he's not old. He's 28. I mean, old for me, but overall he's not old. He's a young man. I didn't skim through pages. Not right now, because at the start of the book I really skim through pages because I just want to grasp the story, grasp everything. So I usually don't do that, but apparently I did that because I missed such a vital piece of information. Imagine if I did not see that he was 28, and later when there will be some chemistry between Opal and Arthur, which I hope there will be because I'm sensing something, I would still imagine him as a grandpa. I feel like I would have something to say. I also had to go on Pinterest to look for fan art of him, which I never do because I got so many spoilers from Pinterest already from fan arts. So I never do that until I finish the book, but I had to go to see how he's described because just my image of him was completely removed from my brain. So I went to see how he's described and how he was drawn, and now I imagine him as Owen Painter. Yes, my obsession with Wednesday, the Netflix series, is still not over, so now this is my Arthur. Guys, I did it! As you saw, I finally finished the 24-hour readathon. I finally wrapped it up. I'm finally ready to talk about it. I did not finish the book. I didn't think I would, but I have maybe 100 pages left. A little less. I think 90 or 80 pages left, so not much, but you will have to wait for my September wrap-up to hear my thoughts about the book, so stay tuned. I feel like I did a pretty good job at reading almost 4 books in this 24-hour readathon. I thought I would read pretty much like that, and I did, so I think I know my reading speed pretty good. Will I do this challenge again? Probably yes, but I think I will do it when I have more free time, so during my holidays or in the summer when I have more time, because obviously I picked the perfect time to do it when I'm just drowning in my homework, in work, and also in additional courses that I just started. Time management who? I will also try to do this challenge not in 7 days because it took me 7 days to read for 24 hours, so I will try to reduce the amount of days because what the hell. And this is it for this video. Thank you so much for staying here with me. If you've made it this far, please comment down below the sword emoji for all the fantasy books I read in this video. Let me know your thoughts about the books that I read, or maybe you have some suggestions on how to do these 24-hour readathons better. I would really love to hear those. Thank you so much for staying here with me, and bye bye!